There's a person who has dreams so big, they could shake the entire world. They want to be a CEO. They want to be famous. They want to build something that actually matters. But right now they're lying in bed, staring at the ceiling, whispering to themselves, I'll start tomorrow. Have you ever met someone like that? Or is that actually you? Here's something fascinating that most people completely miss. People who are lazy but ambitious, they're not actually lazy. Inside them, a hidden war is happening every single day. On one side, there's their vision, their ideal self, the version of them that wakes up at 5 a.m., crushes their goals, and has their entire life together. On the other side, there's their present self, the one that's exhausted, overwhelmed, or quietly terrified of the question, what if I try and I'm just not good enough? And when these two versions collide, the brain takes a shortcut. It delays, it avoids, it procrastinates. Not because it's lazy, but because it's protecting itself. Most people think procrastination is just being lazy, but researchers discovered something that changes everything. Dr. Fuchsia Siroy, one of the world's leading experts on this, found that procrastination is fundamentally an emotion regulation problem. Here's what that means in plain English. When a task makes you feel anxious, bored, or overwhelmed, your brain doesn't think about the future consequences. It only cares about making that uncomfortable feeling stop right now. So it pushes the task to future you and picks up the phone instead. You get a few minutes of relief. But the guilt, the pressure, that comes back, bigger, heavier, and louder than before. So that endless scrolling, that Netflix binge, that just 5 more minutes, it's not laziness, it's emotional escape. Now, here's the twist that nobody talks about. It's not just lazy people who procrastinate. In fact, some of the most ambitious, high achieving people procrastinate the most. Why? Because their standards are impossibly high. They don't just want to do something, they want to do it perfectly. And if they're not sure they can do it perfectly, they don't start at all. Psychologists call this perfectionism driven procrastination, and it creates a brutal cycle. Big dreams lead to high standards. High standards create fear of failure. Fear of failure causes inaction. Inaction generates guilt. And guilt somehow makes the dreams feel even bigger and more impossible. Round and round it goes. I'll go to the gym tomorrow. I'll start studying tomorrow. I'll finally launch that project tomorrow. And tomorrow? Tomorrow becomes tomorrow again. Psychologists have a name for this. It's called Temporal Self-Appraisal Theory. Here's the science behind it. We don't see our future self as the same person we are today. We imagine future us as someone completely different. More motivated, more disciplined, more energetic. Someone who will obviously handle all the things we can't deal with right now. The problem? That future person is still you, with the same brain, the same fears, the same excuses, just with more time wasted. Now, before you think this is all doom and gloom, let's talk about something genuinely remarkable. Because these people, they actually have some incredible qualities that most people underestimate. First, they are obsessed with efficiency. Because they hate doing unnecessary work, they're constantly looking for smarter, faster ways to get things done. That habit of finding shortcuts, that's literally where innovation comes from. Second, they are natural big picture thinkers. They don't get lost in tiny details. They always see the end goal first. That makes them exceptional strategists and visionaries when they finally decide to move. Third, they actually perform better under pressure. Because they delay until the last moment, their brain has spent all that time subconsciously processing the problem. And research confirms it. Deadline pressure genuinely spikes creativity and focus in certain types of minds. These aren't flaws. These are weapons, just pointed in the wrong direction. Alright, so if you genuinely want to break out of this loop, Here's what psychology actually recommends. Strategy 1, the 2-minute rule. If something takes less than 2 minutes to start it right now. Not finish it, just start. Because starting is 80% of the battle. Once you're in motion, your brain activates something called the Zeigarnik Effect. Incomplete tasks literally nag at your brain until they're done. Momentum is everything. Strategy 2, make your future self real. Write a letter to yourself 5 years from now, or do a detailed visualization. Where are you? What are you doing? How does it feel? The more vivid and real that future version of you feels today, the stronger your motivation becomes to actually get there. Strategy 3, kill perfectionism before it kills your progress. Done is always better than perfect. Your first version is going to be messy, and that's completely okay. It's a draft, not a final product. A published imperfect thing changes lives. A perfect thing that stays in your head changes nothing. Strategy 4, shift your identity. Stop thinking I need to be more disciplined. Start thinking I am someone who shows up and does the work. When you start identifying as a disciplined person, your behavior begins shifting automatically to match that identity. That's not self-help fluff. That's behavioral psychology. Here's the last honest thing I want to say. Being lazy but ambitious isn't a character flaw. It isn't a disorder. It isn't proof that you're broken. It's actually a sign that you care deeply about your future. So deeply that the fear of not living up to it has been freezing you in place. But here's the thing about those dreams you keep having. The ones that show up every night, the ones that refuse to leave you alone. They're only dreams for as long as you stay asleep. It's time to wake up. If this video gave you even one thing to think about, share it with someone who needs to hear it. You know exactly who that person is. And drop a comment below. What's the one thing you're going to start today? Not tomorrow, not next Monday. Today. Just one thing. Small is fine. I'll be reading every single one.